To do me a big old favor and let's give a big old yay for Drudge. Come on, open your mic up. Let's give a big old yay. Let's go. Yay. Judge, I just love it every time you coming up in here, dropping the mics and teaching all this knowledge. So I'm super excited and I'm grateful for you, brother. I am grateful for you. Thank you for being here with us today. But let's rock, let's roll, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and reset this room. Well, good morning. My name is Trevor Houston, and this is Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club. And this is your opportunity to get a seat at the table with those going the places you know you can go and doing the things you know you can do. Now, we don't see this clubhouse divider with a stage on top and an audience down below. No. Instead, we look at this as the world's largest breakfast table, full of motivation, education, and even a friendly competition with the positive intention of pushing your momentum in the right direction. Now, listen, if you ever miss a segment, you can go download the Breakfast with Champions podcast to link to subscribe and listen anytime. So head on over to breakfastwithchampions.live, grab the link to subscribe to the podcast. All right. So I'm super excited that everybody's here with me today, and we're going to be closing in on an amazing subject. I know as we get closer to the new year, a lot of you have new goals and you're setting new resolutions and you're casting your vision for your business, your relationships, your life in 2023 and beyond. So I'm super excited to be talking about this today because I did a little research. And did you know that only 91% of Americans, 9% of Americans actually finish their resolutions. 91% of Americans quit on their resolutions. Can you think about that for a minute? 91% quit, right? So I want you to ask yourself and really think to yourself, have you ever quit on a resolution or a goal or a dream? And if that's you, I want you to just put a 1 in the chat, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever quit on a resolution, a goal, or a dream. And I'm going to give you a shout out. See, I see Jay. I see you. I see Chrissy. I see you. Christina, Ramon. Yeah, I see you. I've done it too, right? I'll give you a perfect example of me quitting a dream. I'm going to kind of put myself under the bus real quick and let you know I've done it too. When I was a teenager, let me just tell you something. One of my passions is music, okay? Music. And when I was a teenager, I used to make a lot of music. I used to write lyrics. I used to sing. I was in the choir. I was in the orchestra, okay? And I played the double bass. And I also played the guitar. I used to beatbox, okay? And I used to rap. You could often find me at the trash cans at school with the pens and the pad and beating on the trash can and beatboxing with a group of folks, rapping and all that kind of stuff. I used to make a lot of music. Matter of fact, I've got folders and folders and folders, literally, of content and of lyrics that I used to write when I was a teenager. I loved this stuff. And then, hey, listen, you grow up. Life gets in the way, which I know is an excuse. I get it. But I went to work and started making money. And, time was a little bit more scarce than when I was a teenager. And so, hey, listen, you know what? I gave up on some of those dreams. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate, right? So I would like for you to put a 1 in the chat if you can relate to that, right? If you have ever given up on a dream or a goal, a resolution, maybe it was to get in shape, something like that. Just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. So I see Anthony and Denise and Matt, and I see Chrissy. I see you all. So as we go into this upcoming year and you've got your resolutions and your goals, right? I want to tell you what one of my goals is for 2023. in my industry, separately and independently from what I do with the Who You Know show, I'm actually a licensed financial professional. And, in my industry in financial services, it's a very, very highly regulated industry. There's a lot of compliance, a lot of regulation. And so it's actually been very, very challenging in my industry to create content and to market yourself and to do what a lot of business owners are doing. A lot of people in this room, you create content and you market your business, right? And in our industry, it's a little bit highly regulated. And so it just makes it more challenging because you have to go through certain channels of compliance and things like that, right? And so I actually I've been on a mission to find a solution to that, to make it easier. It's not that it's impossible or that you can't do it. It just, there's checks and balances and they make it a little bit more difficult. So I wanted to set out on a mission to find a solution. And I did. I found a solution. I found a blueprint. And so I'm excited in 2023. I'll be creating some courses and some training to help other financial professionals to be able to, really market themselves and market their businesses and do it more freely and do it with speed and authenticity. So you're not scripted, right? And so I'm excited about that. It's something that I'll be creating coming up. And but I also know that it's going to have its own set of challenges. Okay. I know that the road ahead is going to be a tough road. I'm going to be facing some of my own challenges with that. So I wanted today to talk about, things that you can do instead of giving up. When you think of some of the most successful people out there, there's one of the things that they have in common, and they're very perseverant, right? They don't give up. And when you think of some of the least successful people, a lot of times they give up on practically everything, right? Unsuccessful people give up very, very easily. So today we're going to talk about 9 things that you can do instead of giving up, okay? Instead of quitting, 9 things that you can do. So when the going gets tough, there are things you can do instead of giving up. Number 1, okay? So if you're taking notes, this is number 1. Instead of giving up, why don't you try taking a break, okay? Sometimes the best thing to do when things don't seem to be going your way is to simply take a break. And a break might mean, taking an hour. It could be a day. It could be a week. But to detach from your goals just a little bit, catch a breath, okay, and regain some of your perspective on the situation. So I'll give you an example. This past year has also been a challenging one for me in 2022. It's been a very challenging business year for me. Had a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but I decided, when things were getting pretty tough, I said, you know what, I'm going to go camping. Okay. I'm just going to get away from it all. I'm going to remind myself why, I'm doing what I'm doing and reconnect. And I got out in nature, started camping, and really just took some time for myself to recharge the batteries. Sometimes that's important. So instead of giving up, hey, instead of throwing in the towel, maybe you just go get away from it all. Okay. Number 2, get advice. All right. Sometimes, when the things are getting tough for you, you might need to just go talk to somebody, right? When something isn't working, the advice of an expert can be extremely helpful. That's why we're all here in this Breakfast with Champions room, right? There's a lot of thought leaders in here dropping mics and dropping nuggets, right? So it may be important to go get the advice of an expert. It's possible that your approach just requires a little bit of tweaking, right? Maybe we just need to kind of tweak it a little bit. Or it's actually possible that you could be way off, right? And sometimes you're too close to the trees to see the forest. And to get an outside perspective can be helpful. So Advice from the right person can make a big difference here. All right. Now, I did say the right person. Okay. The right person is key. Be sure to kind of discern, taking advice from the wrong people. That's also important. But make sure, if you're going through a hard time, instead of quitting, try to go get some advice. So that's number 2. Number 3, learn. Always be learning, right? If nothing is working, right, you're trying to hit a goal and nothing seems to be going right, it might be time to sit down and educate yourself on what you're actually trying to accomplish. Maybe you need to level up your skill set. A little more knowledge might be the cure for your current struggles. So, enhance your expertise and then take action. That's the most important thing, is to take action on what you learn. I'll give you an example. So, I'm really big over here on LinkedIn, trying to level up my LinkedIn game. That's where I have my biggest audience. But it wasn't always that way. I knew that it was a space in an area that I wanted to level up. And so I went out and sought out guidance, and I kept learning from Shay Rowbottom. Shout out to Shay. They call her the queen of LinkedIn, and she's over there crushing it. And I went and took her course so I could level up. So you may want to continue learning. Always be learning. It's super important. So that's step number 3. Step number 4, instead of quitting, try to develop a new plan, okay? Perhaps it's time for a new approach. When one plan isn't working, another plan might be the solution. It's important not to give up too soon on your current plans. All right. So don't just give up too soon, but it won't help you to stick it out for too long if it's become obvious that it isn't working. So this reminds me of Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, right? If you guys are familiar with Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, he says sometimes you just need to know when to take it behind the barn and shoot it. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean quitting. This means to understand and identify when something just isn't working. Like, hey, this is not working for me. I need to adjust, and to do that quickly and to start to execute a new plan, right? That doesn't necessarily mean quitting. It just means you're adjusting and you're adapting. So step number 5, right? Instead of quitting, maybe you just need to try a little harder. Okay. Everyone thinks that they're working hard, right? Everybody does. No one is like, I'm just kind of coasting. Everybody thinks they're working hard, right? But few people actually are, right? That's what I know. Few people actually are. The solution to your challenge might be to simply double down your efforts. Maybe put in a little bit of hashtag rise and grind, right? You might need to grind it out a little bit. And this isn't necessarily enjoyable for everyone, but the most successful people are highly effective at employing this tactic, right? They know how to put in the work, right? And this could mean for you working on evenings. This could mean for you weekends, or, doing what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get ahead. So instead of quitting, maybe you turn up the heat just a notch. Try a little harder, okay? That's step 5. Step 6, instead of quitting, maybe you need to rekindle your motivation, right? This Breakfast with Champions room here is all about motivation, education, inspiration. Maybe you need to get motivated. Maybe you're losing your motivation. And if that's you, there are some ways around that. Here's some things that you can do to rekindle your motivation. So you could create a vision board, right? Start to really cast everything that you want out of life. Put that on a vision board. Visualize yourself being successful. Imagine what it's like in detail reaching your goals. Like, what does that day look like for you when you hit your goals? Like, really, really think about that in detail. What are you wearing on that day, right? Are you accepting an award, or what's going on for you when you have reached your goals and you are quote unquote successful? What does that look like for you? And really put that in detail. Another thing that you could do to rekindle your motivation would be to make a list of all the benefits, everything that you will have when you receive, all the benefits you're going to receive when you reach your goals. Okay. So when you actually finally hit that thing, what are all the benefits that you're going to have? Is it going to be more time, more freedom, money, relationships? What is it that you're going to have when you actually reach your goals? Another thing that you can do is to speak with somebody and ask for a little bit of a pep talk. Is there anyone in your corner right now, think about it, that you can lean on, and anytime you call them and you need a little bit of, kicking the they just know exactly what to say to get you fired up. And if you don't have someone like that in your life, you need to get someone like that in your life. Somebody that you can call on, and iron sharpens iron. You can reach out and say, yo, man, I'm struggling right now. And they will just light you up, right? If you don't have that person, you need to go get that person. So do whatever you need to do to rekindle your motivation. That might be something that you need to do if you feel like, you know what, I feel like giving up. I just want to give up on this thing, right? So that was step 6. Now, step number 7, instead of quitting, maybe you need to determine why you want to give up in the first place. Like, think about it. What is it that's, causing you to feel this way? Sit down and write it down. Are you tired? Are you, short of a particular resource? Like, you don't have enough? Maybe it's time or money, or, maybe it's people. You don't have enough people to help you. Is it taking too long? Are you confused? Are you just getting stuck? Like, what is it that is causing you to want to give up? So determine the cause of why you want to give up and look for a solution to resolve those issues. All right. That's something that I do often. Anytime I get stuck, I'm like, man, hold on. There's a fire over here. I got to put the fire out. It's like, what is it that's causing the pain? And I want to do anything and everything I can to relieve that pain. Right. So that's step number 7, is to determine why you want to give up in the first place and figure out a way to resolve the issue. Number 8, get some support, right? It might be time to call in the troops, call your friends and your family. Maybe they could give you a little bit of emotional support, right? Everyone needs some of that encouragement from time to time, and be willing to lean on others when necessary. And, the people that care about you the most, they should be happy to help. Okay. Now, I would also caution you from taking a whole lot of advice from those people. I just think that it is important to lean on them just for emotional support. Maybe not advice, but emotional support. Yeah. Maybe you need a shoulder to cry on, and your friends and family can definitely be that. Okay. But for advice, make sure you're going to the right folks, the people who have been there and done that. Okay. Step number 9, instead of quitting, maybe you just need to tweak or set a new target for yourself. There are some times that a goal that you have set is just not possible. Okay. Now, I know we all love the 10X stuff around here. I'm a Grant Cardone fan, 10X all the way, right? You want to set those big, 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 audacious goals. I hear you. But sometimes it's just not possible. And for some people, that can be frustrating, right? Maybe it causes them to want to quit because they're never hitting their goals. They're never hitting their target. So it may be a case where you just want to tweak things just a little bit so that it's something that's actually obtainable for you. Now, I'm not saying play small. I think it is important to go big, but make sure that it's obtainable. That way you have the motivation to keep going, right? So, guys, that was 9 things that you can do instead of quitting, right? 9 things that you can do. I'm sure there's plenty more, right? I just went with 9, right? But here's the thing. Giving up is common amongst the average people, right? But I don't think anybody in this room is here to be average, right? Who wants to be average? Anybody here want to be average? Put a 1 in the chat. I bet I don't get a whole lot of ones. Anybody here want to be average? Just put a 1 in the chat. If you're looking to take it to that next level, I want you to put a 2 in the chat, okay? And here's the deal. For those of you, I see all the 2s coming in. Ramon, I see you, right? I see all the 2s coming in. Listen, you want to take it to that next level, you can't quit on yourself, right? Most people would be significantly more successful if they just wouldn't give up so easily, right? Learning how to deal effectively with the urge to quit is a very, very, very important skill to develop for yourself. There are plenty of better options than giving up. So that was 9 things that you can do, all right? As we start to head into this new year, 2023, I want you to be thinking of what your goals are. What are some of the things you want to accomplish for yourself, for your business? And make sure you don't give up. This year, draw that line in the sand. Make it the year that you don't give up on yourself, right? And I'd also like to see in the chat as well, what are some of your goals? What are some of the things that you want to accomplish in 2023? I'd love to hear from you. But guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know. Thanks for listening to the Who You Know Show podcast. My name is Trevor Houston, and if you've enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing wherever you listen and leave us a positive review to help us keep the mics on in the studio. Until next week, that's the show. It's all about who you know. All right. So now that we got a few more minutes here in the room, I'd like to open it up. And if you guys have any thoughts, concerns, feedback, what was your favorite? What was your biggest takeaway? Or you know what? We could even go around the room, popcorn style. We could talk about what some of your goals are that you're not going to give up on this year. This is the year not to give up. Draw that line in the sand. So if you want to unmute your mic or come on the stage, you can also raise your hand and I'll pull you up on stage if you got some feedback, questions, or would like to tell us what your goals are for 2023. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go.
Trevor, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, who's this? Who do we got here?
This is Marcus Bowers, blue background.
Hey, Marcus. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah. Good morning. Happy Monday. But yeah, I mean, I appreciated the show. Just, you know, my takeaway, I guess, is there's so many other solutions or directions to go other than just giving up. You know what I'm saying? You talk about getting advice, learning, enhancing yourself, and implementing, executing, and creating a vision board. And then just one, I guess, thing that you said that really stood out, just, you know, visualize yourself being successful. A lot of times, you know, people have dreams or, you know, sometimes it's nightmares, you know what I'm saying? But either way, you should have dreams. I don't have nightmares. I only see myself being successful. Even in my sleep, I'm successful. So, you know, if you seeing yourself being unsuccessful in real life or in your dreams, you need to do something different. And if you're sleeping and you're seeing yourself unsuccessful in your sleep, in your dreams, and just wake up. You know what I'm saying? Take a break from that. Go get some advice. Learn something different. So when you go to sleep again, the next time you dream, you'll be more successful because you got more of the tools and stuff. So Appreciate you, Trevor. Thanks for adding the value.
Absolutely, Marcus, and I appreciate you. And it is so important to dream, right? To visualize, like we talked about. Like that is so important. And that's why they call people, you're a visionary. Like they call, Elon Musk and everybody, they're some of these highly successful people. They're visionaries. They're dreaming, but they're not just dreaming. They're waking up so that they can make their dreams a reality, right? They're waking up and going to work, putting things in place. So Marcus, I would like to hear from you. What's one of your goals that you have for 2023? What are you going to do, man? I want to know what you're going to do. And I want you to draw that line in the sand and let's go after it.
So one thing that, I'm actually looking forward to doing is just expanding more of my brands. So I got a couple brands across the U.S., a couple brick and mortars, huge online presence, and just using those same strategies that I used to grow She's Happy Hair with my team, which is a company we grew from $800 to like $100 million in sales. I want to use those same strategies in all the other industries I just jumped into when coronavirus started. So I'm having fun doing that. We just had Black Friday, just came and went, Cyber Monday, and to just jump in online and be able to convert, digitally by talking to people online that you're never going to meet and offering products and services. I'm just having fun with doing that and expanding that, and doing more teaching. Giving up more of the knowledge, the education, the entrepreneurial skills and strategies is just giving them away because it's fun to see everybody else win with you. So I'm excited about 2023 because, like I was saying earlier, it's our Jordan year. It's a year for everybody to be the best you. So, and when I use a Michael Jordan analogy, you can be the Michael Jordan that won the championships in 91, 92, 93, that three-peat, or you could be the Jordan that won the championships, later on, 94, 95, or, whatever those years were. Or you could be the Washington Wizards Jordan if you don't finish this fourth quarter strong. So,
what I will say though,
I want to be one of the good Jordans.
None of those Jordans, I will tell you, like none of those versions, I would bet, quit. Right? They didn't quit on themselves. Matter of fact, I don't know a whole lot about Jordan. I'll just be honest. You probably know a lot more, Marcus, than I do. But I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard he like got dropped from his, what was this, high school or college team, like in the very, very beginning, early ages. Like
it was high school.
High school, right?
High school.
Can you imagine that? Wow, like the coach that cut him. but that's what he needed, I guess, maybe to really spark that, spark that that drive within him. So that's awesome, man. So yeah, Michael Jordan's not a quitter, right? And there's a lot of things you can do instead of giving up. So we just went over a bunch of those. All right, I've got time for maybe one more. Oh, go for it, Marcus.
Yeah, no, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Another piece of how I plan on going into 2023 is focusing on the right people to learn from. Because even just listening to your response, you're like, I don't even know too much about Jordan, and you're right. I think our mindset needs to change on focusing on the players and learning from the owners. A lot of us, we focus on low level goals. Focus on higher level goals. So I stopped there.
Hey Marcus, I got a question over on LinkedIn because I am also streaming this over on LinkedIn and YouTube. And guys, make sure you go. The link is up above. You can go check out all of our channels, the Who You Know Show, and everything that we do over here. But I have a question. It actually came in from LinkedIn. They say, "What's Marcus's last name?" Marcus, what's your last name?
Marcus Bowers. Bowers. Marcus Bowers.
Y'all make sure you follow and connect with Marcus Bowers and support everything he's got going on. We appreciate you, Marcus. I got time for one more in the house. If I want to hear, what's your dream? What is your 2023 goal, your mission? What are you trying to accomplish? And let's draw that line in the sand. What is it for you? Just open your mic and come on. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. Or actually, there's someone in the audience. Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, Trevor. Good morning, Breakfast with Champions. This is Louise. Wow, Trevor, I loved your segment. It was just so awesome. I
Thank
took
you.
down good notes and wrote all my points down. Just to backtrack, Trevor, I just wanted to say the two things when you're talking about, the ninth point, talking about wanting to pivot, when you're really tired and you just want to give up. That's exactly, I guess, backhandedly, that's exactly what I've done. I wound up signing myself up for a 90-day Bible challenge to read the New Testament.
Ooh, I like that.
I have failed a few days. Sorry.
I said I like
I
that. That sounds good. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, and I'm super weak when it comes to working out and maintaining my workout routine, right? So here's what I did. I thought to myself, let me just do this. So I signed up for Barbara Majeski's workout challenge, and I'm telling you, I pray for this lady every single day when I work out. And I've been on course like literally every day. So that's kind of what I've done, and it kind of is totally in keeping with what you talk about, just when you think you're going to give up, so I thought, let me pivot and do this because I'm not accountable with myself. I need accountability partners, and I'm telling you, it's such a blast. And to answer your quick question for next year, I think one of my mini goals is I would like to record some music. So
Ooh, there we
so that's it for
go.
me.
Well,
Thank you,
connect with
Trevor.
me.
God
Maybe
bless.
we could do a collab or something. You know what I'm saying? That would be fun. What kind of music?
Oh my God, that would be fun. Oh, that would be fun.
What
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of
Oh, I
music?
love this room. I love this room. This is the best breakfast room in the world. So love you all. Thank you, Trevor. God bless you. Thank you for giving me the time. This is Louise.
Absolutely,
I'm
my
done.
pleasure. And you know what? You came up with the step number 10. So we went over 9 things you can do instead of giving up. And you came up with step number 10, which is get an accountability partner. How about that? Right? That's a very, very important. I left that one out. So an accountability partner, somebody that can hold you accountable and say, hey, listen, it's time to get up. Like, don't give up, get up, right? Do not give up, get up. Okay, now that's a mic drop right there. Mic drop. All right. So
Love it.
did you like that? That's pretty good. Don't give up, get up.
Absolutely.
All right. So I think I'm handing it over to Super Mario. It is that time, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening to me today and all the support and love. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to Super Mario. Let's rock, let's roll.
Hey, Trevor, it's actually Matt.
Oh, Matt, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
How are you, man?
So good.
That's
How are you?
We always do that to you. Super Mario's coming up after me, so he'll be here today. But I had to switch out because I have a client call 11:30. So, but listen, I really appreciate you coming on here and your share. So everybody can unmic and give a little love to Trevor for his time and what he shared with us today. It was phenomenal.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, Trevor.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys rock.
Thanks so much for your time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody.